welcome to another episode of Worlds Collide. I'm your host, Justin.
And I'm Mitch.
And today's episode will be on Dr. Doom.
Doom!
Don't you have a song to sing?
I'm going to sing the Doom song now. Doom, 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 doomy, doom, 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 doom.
What's that from again?
That's from Invader Zim.
Invader Zim, yes. So for those of you who don't know the Doom song, check out Invader Zim. So this is one of Marvel's most formidable evil geniuses, and evil could be up for debate.
Yes. Dr. Doom is arguably Marvel's best villain, and could be even argued might be the best comic book villain of all time.
Of all time.
I would put a fair good argument on that.
That is boasting a pretty good ability there.
Yeah.
For being the greatest villain of all time.
Yeah, I would put an argument. It would be debatable between him, Magneto, Joker, and Lex Luthor being who are the greatest villains of all time.
Okay.
And I could make an argument for each one of those four.
Why?
Do I really need to make an argument for Lex Luthor or Joker?
We've gone over those guys.
Exactly. And Magneto being...
We've even gone over him.
We haven't.
We've done Magneto.
We have done Magneto. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, yeah, okay. So you've...
So,
let the record show there's been good points made for all three.
Yes.
All right. So we're leaving it to the one that may take the cake. Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom.
Victor
Von Doom.
So with Victor.
Yes. I'm going to go over his publication history and his origin. His origin as it was described in the 2003 series, 2005 series, The Book of Doom.
Okay, versus his original comic book debut?
Well, the Books of Doom expand on those origins that was introduced back in the 1960s.
The typical comic book format of introduce character in the middle of chaos and then fill in the holes later.
That's just it. So, Doom's first appearance was in Fantastic Four issue number 5 in 1962, but was not given an origin until 2 years later in the Fantastic Four annual issue number 1.
So for 2 years, readers had to wait?
Yes.
And be like, who the hell is this guy? Why is he here? And what's he up to?
That's right.
That's a pain in the ass, but hey, keep them waiting, keep them reading.
Back then, I'm sure it wasn't that high in a priority.
Probably not.
Not for the villains.
No, it's go heroes go.
Yeah. So Jack Kirby had said that the design of Dr. Doom was pretty much... They designed Dr. Doom to appear like death.
Yeah, and that's why he's always had the, no flesh.
That's right.
Right? What's deader than metal?
That's right. That's right.
So he's got the steel... That's not steel, though. What kind of metal is his suit made of?
Mainly titanium alloys.
Okay, because I know it has a lot of different abilities.
Yes, because it's not just metal.
No,
it's reinforced with magic.
Well, not just magic. It's got everything in there from part of the original Cross to fend off against Dracula.
Yeah.
And it's got other crap in his armor, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So, okay. Made in the image of death. You can definitely see almost like the Reaper, you're thinking?
Yeah, with the cloak and
with
everything.
The cloak, okay, so it's not black, but it's green.
That's right.
And full metal.
That's right.
Full metal, where you'd see bones, it's just no flesh.
That's right.
And how did this all come to be?
What do you mean?
Well, what brought about his origin in the Fantastic Four?
Oh, okay. Well, let's start off with... so, Dr. Doom in... to compare him to other villains, what sets Dr. Doom apart is... First of all, Dr. Doom is a ruler of his own country, Latveria.
Yep.
Dr. Doom is... It's been debatable on who is more intelligent between Reed Richards and Dr. Doom. They are actually... They're pretty much equal as being the number one smartest human being on Earth in Marvel. Sometimes Reed will show that he's smarter than Dr. Doom, and sometimes Dr. Doom will show that he's smarter than Reed Richards.
Constant one-up battle.
That's right. That's right.
And they've known each other for a long time, going back to, was it university?
Yeah.
They all went to the very common Marvel University that everyone goes to.
State University.
State.
Which is like New York State University.
So you got like Peter Parker, Reed Richards, the
Tony.
Tony Stark, all the big brains and all the...
Pretty sure Stephen Strange went there too.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. For all we know, all these heroes could have been in a frat before they ever turned big.
Yeah.
Which is a funny thought.
Wouldn't that be a great cartoon? Like
yeah.
State University, and it's like all these teenage versions of all these superheroes.
I think it would be a good show. They like, I'm thinking Riverdale. Yeah. But like Justice League Riverdale.
I was thinking more of Clone High, but
oh god, way better. Such a better concept. Everyone's just like, well, it's prequel though, so how much parodying of it could you really do?
Well, it's animated, so
if you did it as their kids.
Yeah, well, no, it's not as their kids, it's them, but in their teenage years, like
definitely we got something going on there.
Like kind of like Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
Something really silly off the wall that you don't care about continuity, but you use continuity for humor for people who are watching it.
Now, here's the thing, though, because with it all being pre-heroism...
Yes.
Would you showcase any powers?
Well, yeah. They all have their powers.
Oh, you would give them all their powers?
Oh, yeah. Why else? Why?
See, I'm thinking you're talking pre-events.
Oh, no. I'm talking like just balls out, complete silliness. Just
throw them all back in high school.
That's right. Or not high school, but college. Well, not high school, but college. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were going legit. Or
no. I'm talking balls to the walls, ridiculous.
Reed's just a preppy, A student. He's never been to space yet. He hasn't met Sue. Johnny's not flaming yet.
No.
You want it all.
That's half the fun.
Make the thing ugly. Make Johnny flame.
Yeah. Spider-Man has his spider powers.
Also, Victor would be ugly as all hell and just hateful to the world.
Yeah,
ever.
He'd be that recluse that the kids nobody wants to talk about. Like
almost the emo kid. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I hurt myself and I hate the world.
Yeah. So when Doom first appeared, he fought Fantastic Four among other villains, among other superheroes. In the 60s, he battled Fantastic Four. He tries to recruit Spider-Man, apparently. Unsuccessfully, obviously. Like, he's fought Spider-Man. He's fought the X-Men. He's fought the Fantastic Four. He even stole the powers of Quicksilver.
Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer. Stole the powers of Silver Surfer. But lost him when he tried to escape the Earth, because we're going to have to go over this when we talk about Silver Surfer.
Reed tricked him.
Yes. So when Silver Surfer came to Earth, Galactus, and betrayed Galactus put a shield around Earth that will prevent Silver Surfer from leaving Earth's atmosphere.
He trapped him, essentially saying, if you love Earth so much, you stay.
Yeah.
You don't leave.
Yeah. Well, Doom didn't notice, stole Silver Surfer's powers, and tried to leave Earth's atmosphere.
Yep.
Losing his powers, and that's how Reed tricked him into losing those powers.
Yeah, convinced him, you know what, you can't even do this. You think you're so great, go ahead and leave orbit.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do that, no problem.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He's also fought the Avengers because Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch went to Latveria to rescue a family member, or to look into a family member, or something like that. And that led the Avengers to go and get into conflict with Dr. Doom. And,
of course, go and meet him on his home turf.
Yeah.
Now, something about Doom is that we've never really seen him.
No. Well, no.
We've seen him.
You see him if you go into Latveria. If you're going into Latveria, even then, you're still not going to see him per se.
Right? Because he's a master puppeteer.
Yeah, he's got his Doom bots.
Yes, and these are one of his greatest accomplishments, even from university.
Yes.
And who did he get to help him with this? Was it not like a bunch of like Tibetan monks or something that he had help him?
No, the Doom bots he had before he went to Tibet. So let's go over the Book of Doom, so we could
fill in some holes here.
Yeah. Okay,
Get ahead of ourselves.
So, in the Book of Doom, which they elaborate on Doom's origin. So first of all, Doom's mother was a practitioner of the dark arts, of black magic.
Yep.
Doom. So they were part of Latveria that was ruled by a dictator known only as the Baron. And Doom's mother, while he was still in her womb, was practicing dark magic because this was her way of trying to fight back against the Baron. Possibly because of her experimenting with black magic, Doom started developing intelligence while still in the womb. That's why he's so intelligent. He was starting to form thoughts and like develop intelligence before he was born.
What?
Yeah.
Precognitive thought, pre-birth cognitive.
Yeah.
Decision making.
Yeah. Yeah. Pre-birth self-awareness.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder when I'm ready. Ding. Dinner's done.
Yeah. Yeah. So once Victor Von Doom was finally born, like I think by the time he was like maybe 8 or 10 years old, that was when Doom's mother, or Victor's mother, made... So every time she would cast a spell, use the dark magic, she's selling a little bit of her soul. And there's always a cost when you're using black magic.
Yep.
So one of those times what she did is that she went after the soldiers of the Baron. But the cost of that was the death of all the children in the village. The only child that survived this was Victor himself.
How many children? Like the whole village died?
All the village children.
And how many soldiers did she even kill? All the soldiers?
Probably, well, the soldiers of that region, I guess, because the Baron has a lot more soldiers. So
that's what I was thinking. Like that couldn't have been a fair trade.
No, well, that's what happens when you're making trades with Mephisto.
Ah, Mephisto's a bastard.
Yeah. So after that, Doom's mother ran off, and Baron's soldiers went after her. They're not sure, they end up capturing her and killing her.
But not before she sold her soul.
Well, she had already sold her soul by this point.
Yeah, the last piece, every little bit of it, was now owned by Mephisto.
Yeah,
and
but
we've discussed who he is. He's basically the devil.
Yes.
Okay, Marvel's
one of
Satan.
One of, because you could also argue that Dormammu was also Satan, and there are other beings that rule over hell, but their own versions of hell. So
yeah, different planes, different other worlds.
That's right. But Mephisto's the closest thing Marvel has to Satan.
Cool.
But anyways, because Mephisto, that's what he does. He barters for people's souls, but he fucks them over.
Yeah, it's like, here, this sounds like a good trade, but really it's not.
Just go ask Ghost Rider.
Because he made the same deal with Mephisto.
Yeah. Well, that's what got him his powers.
Yep. So Mephisto's granted powers to quite a few beings in the Marvel's universe, huh?
Yeah, he's fucked over quite a few people too.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But anyways, so yeah, Victor's mother got killed, and then their tribe among their tribe, Victor's dad was always considered a leader, but after that, the members of that tribe stopped trusting him. They wanted to cast him out, but Victor, at the age of 8 years old, convinced them not to kick them out, because he tells them straight up, stone cold, tells them that if you do this, if you follow this course and you banish us from our tribe, I will guarantee you that I'm going to continue my mother's research into the dark arts, and then once I've mastered it, I will come back here and kill every last one of you. Even if you're no longer part of this tribe or hiding, I will find you and I will kill you. So that made them change their mind and allowed them to stay.
They should have just killed him right there. Just threaten me, boy.
Well, because they were very highly superstitious, so they didn't want to fuck with that. So
no, they didn't want to fuck with the balance of scales.
Yeah. So they stayed, but they were never really trusted. A little while later, Victor's dad was actually one of the best doctors in Latveria. So the Baron actually sent soldiers to go after Victor's dad, and then bring Victor's dad back to the castle, and without telling anybody anything. So Victor, his imagination is going wild. Like, how did the Baron find out? And blah blah blah, because he has no idea that Victor's mom was his mom, kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. So anyways, he doesn't know why the Baron asked his dad to go to the castle. Turns out the Baron's wife is dying of cancer, and he asked Victor's dad to come to the castle to try and cure her.
Because he was a doctor.
Yes, but he couldn't. Her cancer was too far gone, and she ends up dying. And the Baron blamed Victor's dad for the death of his wife. So when Victor's dad came back to their encampment, he just like, pack your things and let's go. Let's go. And then sure enough, the Baron's soldiers were hot on the trail chasing after them. Chased them all the way up the mountains into the frigid mountains, where Victor's dad pretty much died.
Holding frostbite.
Yeah, holding Victor to keep him warm because they didn't have proper protective clothing. Died of the cold.
Yeah. So you can bet that left a chip on his shoulder.
Yes. So after that, Victor blamed the Baron and the soldiers of Latveria for the death of his parents. He started delving into the black magic, but not just dark magic. He started to combine the magic with technology, and with that, started a revolt and started killing off the soldiers of Latveria. This got him notoriety, and the U.S. military, some people from the U.S. recruited Victor Von Doom, got him to go to the U.S. to get him to go to the State University, and also he was recruited to develop technology for the U.S. military. So he had a dual identity. Yeah, a dual deal.
Yeah, here,
a double deal.
We'll give you some schooling, give you some money.
Yeah,
make us a bunch of shit.
Yeah,
be our brain.
Yeah. So it was when he went to this college is when he finally met Reed Richards, and Reed Richards created the most frustrating being that Doom has ever met, because up until this point, Doom saw himself as superior to everybody. He has never met anybody that can even come close to touching his intellect. His intelligence is off the charts compared to everybody else. He is better than you. And then he meets Reed Richards, who actually is as smart as he is. And this challenges Doom to a point where it annoys him.
Yeah, how's that for your ego to know that, guess what, no matter what, just as good.
Yeah, yeah.
Where he is not used to that. He's out of his element.
That's right.
He's grown up his whole life being like, I'm the best.
That's right.
What do you mean I'm not the best? I'm the best.
There's two elements that I forgot to mention before we jump to the university, and I wanted to backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
So in Victor Von Doom's time in Latveria, he did meet a woman. Her name was Valeria, and they became lovers. That's the first woman he ever had feelings for. But she goes away, and we'll get back to her later. She becomes more important later.
She comes and goes throughout the storyline.
Yes.
She basically shows his morality leaving.
Yes.
It shows his change and progression into a darker being throughout the years.
Yes.
Through his relationship with her.
Yes. The other part that I forgot to mention was this one assassin that was sent after Victor Von Doom by the Baron. And Doom ended up scuffling with him, fighting with him fisticuffs, and ended up choking the life out of this assassin. And this is the first time Doom, using technology and magic, killed hundreds of soldiers. But this is the first time Doom actually physically killed somebody. Bare hand, strangled them, watched the life get snuffed out of his eyes. And that was the moment where, that was the first chink in the armor, the first step towards Victor Von Doom, the cold-hearted Victor Von Doom that we all know.
Yeah, that was a big turning stone.
Yeah.
he was still young.
He was still young.
He hadn't even left for college or university yet.
No.
So he's like maybe
He's
16.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
Strangled another trained assassin, grown adult.
Yeah.
With his bare hands.
Yeah.
Had already buried both his parents. He's technically an orphan.
Mm-hmm.
And now marauding around as a vigilante in his own country, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. So, while he's in university, this is when he starts developing the first stages of Doombots.
And his own armor.
No.
Doombots first.
Doombots first.
Yeah.
The armor is much later. So, yeah. But he is starting to develop Doombots, which might also be the first stages of the LMS as well, the life model decoys, the LMDs.
Yes. LMDs. We see those in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. So maybe LMDs were based off of Victor Von Doom's early prototypes for the Doombots.
Yep.
Because they're very similar in...
pretty much identical.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are identical.
Yeah. But yeah, so one day Reed Richards winds up in Victor's room and accidentally starts going over his notes, and that's when he finds out about what happened to Victor's mom and what Victor is actually trying to do. And what Victor is actually trying to do is he's trying to combine technology with magic to create a device that will allow him to either speak with the soul of his mother or to resurrect his mother. So Reed, that kind of gave Reed sympathy for Dr. Doom, and this is when they actually started to work together.
Yeah,
they started to work together on this machine, and then it actually sort of kind of worked, but not really. So Doom went into this machine that him and Reed built, and this machine, what ended up doing, instead of getting him to speak with his mom or even resurrecting his mom, because at this point here, Victor Von Doom has no idea what happened to his mom after she died. So when he went into this machine, his mind got transported to hell, to Mephisto's realm. And this is where he finds out that Mephisto has his mother's soul. And so this was the turning point. This is where Victor gets the new life goal to save his mom, save his mother's soul from the clutches of Mephisto.
Because up to that point, it was just, let's make contact.
That's right.
Now that I've made contact,
now I know my mom's soul is suffering in hell. Yeah,
save you, Mom.
Yeah.
Hero story.
Yeah. Then the machine blows up and scars his face.
Yeah. Now, it was supposed to be just one small scar, but it ruined his perfect face.
Yes, there's different depictions. One depiction is he's not scarred at all. It's all mental, and he sees his face as scarred, but it really isn't. Another depiction is that he only has one scar across his face, one blemish against his perfect face, which is what makes him hide his face to everybody. And there's another explanation that he is completely mangled, fucked up, doesn't even have a nose.
Lips gone, his nose gone. It's just like a crater in the middle of his face, pretty much.
Yeah.
Some little eyes peeping through.
Yeah.
Yes. And then, I'm trying to remember, though, which one came first? Because in each comic, there's been a retelling. So the scar was the original one.
Yes.
And then later it was thought to be mental trauma.
Yes.
And then it was finally revealed to be...
completely fucked up face.
Yes.
Like, full-on Darth Vader face.
Yes. But there's a progression to it. So.
Yeah.
Original is just one scar.
Yes.
But that was enough to tip him over the edge.
Yeah.
Because he's so vain.
Yeah.
We haven't really mentioned how vain Doom is.
Well, I pretty much have when I'm saying, like, when I said Doom is better than you. That's the way he sees it. Doom is smarter than you. He is stronger than you. He is just straight up all around better than you. That's how Doom sees everybody.
Mm-hmm. Now, till he met Reed, a lot of it was true, though.
Yes.
So, till he met Reed...
He still was better than Reed.
It wasn't so much vainness, evidently.
It was arrogance, but...
Yes.
Yeah, he's very arrogant.
Yes. To the point where he is winning the day and will throw everything away.
Yes.
He's done so time and time again.
Yes.
He should be the number one villain and should have won 1,000,000 times over by now.
Yeah.
But his own arrogance literally gets in his way.
Yeah, because Doom is infallible. Because Doom is infallible, he won't question his own actions, and which will lead to his downfall many times.
Yeah, eventually, you gotta make an error somewhere.
Yeah.
You can be the smartest guy ever, but you're still gonna mess up once in a while.
Yeah, and the fact that Doom is so arrogant that he doesn't believe that he can make an error is the error that he ends up making.
Yeah.
Had he be a little bit more humble, he might actually be able to have that forethought to reconsider some of his actions and realize that's a mistake, and I probably should question that more. And he would have been way deadlier that way.
Oh, wait, 100%. 100%. And he is pretty murderous as is.
Yes. So after these events, he ended up leaving, quitting working for the U.S. and leaving the university, and ended up traveling to Europe with his face all covered in bandages.
You basically had to scour Tibet.
Well, no. We're not even there yet.
Oh, we're not even there yet.
Not even there yet. So when he goes to Europe, this is when he starts getting pursued by Russians. So at this time, the Russians are trying to develop their own version of the Captain America Super Soldier Serum. So they're after Victor Von Doom because Laveria's part of Russia, I guess. It's well, anyways, they're after Victor Von Doom to help them develop their own version of the Super Soldier Serum. They end up sending the KGB after Victor Von Doom, and then Victor ends up fighting them off. Once again, fisticuffs, because he's still, he knows some magic, but that was with the use of his mom's books. But he doesn't have those books with him, so the only thing he had was his own fist. And he ended up fighting them off, and this is the last time he sees them for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. He ends up meeting this guy named Otto. And it's just this homeless guy who ends up poking at Victor Von Doom and just trying to get a rise out of Victor Von Doom, but also trying to get Doom to be a good person kind of thing. But being an annoying homeless guy, to Victor Von Doom, he's annoying.
No, that's not all he is, though.
Well, no, you find out later.
Yeah.
So
he ends up being a thing that makes Doom Doom.
That's right. So Valeria ends up showing up here, and she tells him that the Baron is going through Latveria and the countryside, killing anybody that gets in his path, trying to find Victor Von Doom. And this was because of the Russians. The Russians went to the Baron and got the Baron to try and find Victor Von Doom. And then Valeria ended up going to see a fortune teller, and the fortune teller is the one who told her how to find Victor Von Doom. So she ended up going back to Doom, and then they ended up falling in love all over again. But shortly after that, the KGB showed up again and ends up capturing Valeria, and they were going to force Victor to choose between her, she lives, but he has to come and work for them, or she dies, kind of thing. But when that started happening, I don't think Doom ended up making a decision. He didn't get a chance. Because all of a sudden Valeria gets covered, encased in a magical protective shield, and then explosion starts happening. The bullets starts firing. The soldiers tries to kill Valeria, but they can't. They just bounce right off the shield, and the soldiers, the KGB, all end up dying. But at the same time, Otto gets shot as well. Turns out Otto was the one who protected her and Victor Von Doom from the KGB. Otto is actually a monk from this hidden place in Tibet of these practitioners of magic, and this organization, this group of Tibetan monks, have had a premonition about Victor Von Doom and his destiny to become the great leader that he's meant to be, the great savior that he's meant to be, and tells Victor Von Doom of this location, and that Victor has to go to this temple, and that's what started his travel. So he leaves Valeria, behind. He leaves everything behind. He goes on his travel to find this Tibetan monastery to learn the arcane arts of this ancient order. Now, this ancient order is different to the ones that train Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
But very similar.
Very similar. Now, he had to find these guys by scouring the countryside.
Yeah.
He had nowhere to know to go first. And even those people who did know about this place, it was so secretive that they didn't want to share with him.
Yeah.
They didn't want him to know. So it took him a while to finally find the place.
Yeah.
And don't stop looking.
Yeah.
Now, with Otto, is he a mutant, an inhuman? What is he?
He was just, no, Otto was... He was one of them. He was a monk from the.
Oh, so it's just magic.
He was just magic. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was there to observe Doom, to confirm that this Victor Von Doom is the prophesied.
Okay.
Yeah.
The chosen one.
Yeah. So once he finally meets this
the monastery.
They're worshiping him. They're all like, it's the foretold one, and then. They start teaching him the arcane arts, and they were practitioners of arcane arts as well as science, but they never fused them together like Doom has.
Yeah.
But Doom started showing them how to fuse magic and science together. And I don't know if this is... I'm not too sure exactly. No, I think this is done much later. But anyways, so one day while Doom was watching TV in this monastery, I guess, he sees a news broadcast, and it's Reed Richards. And Reed Richards is, this is still pre-Fantastic Four. Reed Richards has not been gone to space. Is still just normal human Reed Richards. But he did some kind of scientific breakthrough. I don't know what the news broadcast was. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
It's like a Nobel Prize or something. Some kind of award or some ceremony that he's winning. Exactly.
But... the point of this is that when Doom is watching this, Reed's accomplishment is based off of the research that Doom had started when they had met in college. So these aren't original ideas of Reed. These are Doom's ideas that Reed built on. So
that probably pissed him off a lot.
It did. And this is when, I think this was the breaking point for him. This is when he decided that at this point here, for him to be able to succeed at what he wants to do, and also I should mention that while he's at this monastery, he's starting to learn how to become more of a leader, because all these monks are looking to Doom to be a leader. So he's learning how to rule over people, and this is with that combination with what happened with Reed and the betrayal and everything that's happened. And one more thing I forgot to mention, that Dr. Doom has actually been going insane as well, because he hasn't been able to sleep.
Because of the pain of his face.
No, not because of the pain of his face.
What?
Because he keeps on getting nightmares of Mephisto's world, of his mom getting... keeps on getting nightmares of Mephisto, of his mom's soul getting tortured by Mephisto. Ever since his mind went to Mephisto, to that hell.
What a dick.
Yeah. So Doom is going slightly insane ever since then, because he can barely sleep. He gets like maybe an hour's sleep a day.
That's brutal. So no sleep, trying to learn all this crazy stuff, trying to build all this crazy tech.
Yeah.
Lead all these silly monks.
Yeah.
And do magic the whole time.
Yeah.
All while Reed's over there stealing his ideas.
Yeah. So this is when Doom decides to build his armor. He gets the monks to work with him to build this armor, because he got the idea that the only way that he could succeed in what he needs to do, he needs to prove to everybody, he needs to show everybody that he is untouchable, he is immortal, he is beyond man, he is better than humanity, he's invincible, untouchable. And the only way he could do that is to create this armor, to disassociate himself from humanity, to show that he is something beyond human.
To embody death.
Yes. Yes. And this act, when he got this armor, when he built this armor, this act is what cemented his mind from the nightmares of Mephisto. Because that was his one weakness, because he was physically strong, he was brilliant, but the one place where he was weak was in character, was in his mind, because he still feared. and he wanted to abolish that fear, and that's what this armor did. It abolished that fear.
Yeah, he's like, well, my armor, it's his training wheels, it's his keep safe, it's his nightlight in the dark. It's whatever the hell you want to call it. Now I feel better.
Yeah.
I'm consoled.
Yeah.
My armor's keeping me safe.
Yeah.
Now, it did have a lot of properties, though, that do ward off energies and ward off, invasions of the mind and stuff like that. Other alternate reality-changing events. His armor wards against all these things.
Yes.
So
his armor is insane.
It really was. The last thing he needs is to say, hey, piss off, Mephisto.
Yeah. So, with this new armor, he goes back to Latveria, and he starts liberating the people of Latveria. There's two ways that he could have gone about it, going straight to the Baron and killing them right then and there, or to try to win over the people of Latveria to his side, and he decided to go that route.
Well, it's a much better route.
It is.
When you're dealing with,
a dictator,
oppression,
yeah,
free the oppressed,
yeah,
put them against the oppressor,
yeah,
right? It's a lot easier to just turn the tide of the people who are being neglected,
yeah,
onto yours,
yeah,
than it is to just go in, guns blazing, fighting everyone,
yeah.
Because he was able to turn not just the people but the soldiers. Even backing the Baron.
That's right.
They laid down their arms and they turned to Doom's side and said, we don't agree with what he's done.
That's right.
Which just goes to show, he cares for his people.
Yeah.
He is a decent ruler.
Yeah.
Just not always the right methods.
No. So, we'll get to that. One thing I wanted to mention, so if there's anything that Doom is known for, like Dr. Doom, and what makes him one of the most iconic supervillains is his one-liners. He is famous.
He has some really good one-liners,
and this is one of them. I wrote this one down. When he showed up to Latveria to free the Commonwealth and to face off against the soldiers, one of the soldiers says, "What the devil?" And then that's when Dr. Doom answers back and said, "Close. I've seen devils, and believe me, Doom is something else altogether."
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And then he goes and kills these soldiers.
The devil. No.
I've seen the devil. The Doom is much worse.
The Doom.
Dr. Doom is much worse.
I love how he talks about himself.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Doom. Yeah.
So, we didn't really touch base on what his Doombots are.
So his Doombots, at this point here, up until he got his armor, the Doombots were just androids. Yes. Even at this point here, these Doombots are still not the Doombots that we know now. They're still just androids.
They look more like the X-Men,
Yeah, like the machines that they would fight in the Danger Room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's essentially exactly what they are.
Yeah. What the Doombots become later on is we'll cover that. Yeah. Just want to finish this off. So Doom, like you said, starts the revolt. The Baron's soldiers, like you said, started changing sides. They chose Victor Von Doom. They let Doom walk right into the Baron's castle to kill him. And that was pretty much how Doom became the ruler of Latveria.
Yeah, welcomed into the castle with open arms by the people and soldiers that were there to, protect the Baron. And they said, enough with this guy.
Yeah.
Take him out.
Yeah. And then Doom rules over Latveria, but not with an iron fist. Doom rules over Latveria, but his people are free. His people do what they want. They are free to do what they want. They love Doom. So no matter how evil he may portray himself to be to the rest of the world, he loves his people, and his people love him.
Yeah, which is a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Usually villains are hated. They're loathed. They're loners.
Yeah.
They don't have a huge following.
No.
A cult behind them.
Yeah.
An entire army. An entire city.
Yeah.
An entire country.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got it all.
Yeah.
So how do we stop him?
You can't. Doom saw to that.
Yes, because Doom's seen everything.
Yes.
The past, present, and future.
Yes.
We've yet to touch base on the fact that he's time traveled.
Oh yeah, he's a big time traveler. As a matter of fact, his first ever appearance, he was time traveling. His first appearance when Fantastic Four issue number 5, he ends up forcing the Fantastic Four to time travel to the past to go steal Blackbeard's treasure or some shit like that.
No way.
Yeah, that was his first appearance.
Okay, so they had this guy being just a time traveling cyborg asshole Terminator dude from the get-go.
Pretty much.
Nice.
Pretty much. So what Justin was alluding to, though, is that Doctor Doom has, at one point, traveled to the beginning, to the dawn of magic. So the first time magic was ever utilized, researched, to the beginnings of magic. Doom went back to that so that he could master and improve his own arcane arts. And then how he came back to the present? He came back the long way.
Waited.
By living through the centuries.
Yes, he's immortal.
Yeah.
Now, this is Doom. We never get to see this Doom. Very frequently. Few and far between. Typically, the Dooms we get to see are his bots.
Yes.
His androids.
Doctor Doom never leaves his castle in Latveria. Whenever you see anybody find Doctor Doom, whether it's the Hulk, the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, showing up at some diplomatic meeting or whatever, it's never Victor Von Doom. It is a Doombot. These Doombots are so perfectly built to replicate Victor Von Doom that you would not know that it is a robot until you've actually destroyed it.
Even to that point that there was one even that went and had such high cognitive awareness and intelligence that it thought it was the real Doctor Doom and went on to live its own life.
Yeah.
One of his Doombots went out to live the Victor Von Doom life till the end.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Dude, you're a robot. No one told you? No, I'm the real thing.
Yeah.
And he believed it.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing to show him different would be the magic.
Yes.
Because none of his Doombots wield magic.
No, they can't.
They cannot.
But with the right technology, he can simulate magic.
Simulate it damn near close.
Yeah.
So, what would be one of his biggest go-to feats of magic? The fact that he can
time travel. He like the time traveling, the force fields, the matter manipulation,
the ion blast or whatever they are.
Well, the ion blast, I think that's technology.
Oh, that might be tech.
Yeah. Like he does a combination of both, right? So like shape shifting, matter manipulation, teleportation. Flight might be a combination of magic and tech.
One of my favorite ones is his ability to enlarge small objects.
That's actually science.
Yes.
That's a particle
enlarger or something?
Something like that, yeah. It's kind of like the PIM particles.
I love it because at one point it's like he'll carry a handful of pebbles on him.
Yeah.
And just, I think the device is in his hand.
Yeah.
So he'll throw the pebble and enlarge it at once, and all of a sudden he's hurling boulders at you. And it's like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
Right? Like, damn, that's magic.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah.
It's science.
One additional thing that I forgot to mention. The deal that he ended up making with Mephisto. So he ended up making a deal with Mephisto after he overthrew the Baron. And that deal was Mephisto agreed to allow one time a year They fight. Doom is allowed to come to Mephisto's realm and fight Mephisto for his mother's soul. And if Victor Von Doom ever wins, her soul is free. But the trade-off is every year that he goes into the hell to try and fight for her soul and loses, his people starts hating him that little bit more. Yeah.
Where does this lead us?
Eventually, he ends up freeing his mom's soul.
But does it escalate to the point that he's losing control of Latveria just before?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, they start revolting and whatnot. That's Mephisto's MO. Like, Mephisto...
Give you what you want, but make you lose your mind in the meantime.
Well, Mephisto, like, he's the one who saved Aunt May's life, but his price for saving Aunt May's life was the abolishment of Peter and Mary Jane's marriage. Made it so that they never got married. His price for them was their love. the price for Doctor Doom was his subjects' love for Doctor Doom.
Yeah, everything that's keeping you going, everything that drives you, whatever is, rooting for you and egging you on, I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
It's mine.
Yeah.
It's a great MO.
Yeah.
You got to hate him, but you got to love him.
Yeah. So, Doom is, everything that we just talked about could be a movie. People keep making movies about Venom and Joker, and they keep fucking up the Fantastic Four movies. What we just talked about right here can be done in a full-fledged 2-hour movie describing who Doom is.
You got start to finish from, being orphaned as a young boy, mother's death, father's death, Baron chases you out of town. You got the tribe ready to throw you loose. You got to school yourself in magic, then start to make your own vigilante revenge. You get then hired on by the military and brought to the Americas. You then get thrown back into Russia by the KGB.
Yeah.
You then return back home to Latveria just to find out the KGB visited them, and now the Baron's after you on your own home turf.
Yeah.
Just to run away to Europe again. Just to on and on and on. That's a 3-hour movie. Cut. We need part 1, part 2.
Yeah.
Right?
And Doom is a character, if there's any villain that deserves his own movie, Dr. Doom is that character.
Well, we haven't even gotten to the end of his own story arc yet, and then there's so many more cool ones that he partakes in.
Yeah.
Well, he became Iron Man.
Yeah, well, we'll talk to that. So, some of the notable stories is, one big one is Unthinkable. Unthinkable came out in 2003. And in Unthinkable, this is one where he actually starts forsaking technology to increase his own magical abilities. What he does is he ends up sacrificing Valeria, the love of his life, and turning her flesh, he sacrifices her, kills her, and then turns her flesh into a new mystical leather armor. With this new mystical leather armor, he ends up imprisoning Franklin Richards in hell. He ends up capturing Valeria Richards, which I'll get to her name in a second. And then ends up capturing Doctor Strange and depowering the Fantastic Four and capturing them all into different portions of hell. And then to prove that he is better than Reed Richards, he left only one way for everybody to escape, and that is so Reed Richards was put into this arcane library, and Reed Richards has no access to any technology at all. And the only way for him to escape and to save his family is to use magic. And Doctor Strange ended up helping Reed Richards to learn the basics of magic, just enough for him to get free and saving his family and tricking Doctor Doom into disavowing demons, which somehow made him trapped in hell. So, yeah, at the end of this story, Doctor Doom ended up getting trapped in hell. But yeah,
I'm gonna go shut the dog momentarily. Not sure if our viewers can hear squeal.
So you might have seen Justin's confusion when I mentioned Valeria Richards. What happened was, and where is that? Hold on. So in the late 90s, Sue was pregnant for her second child. She already had Franklin Richards, and she's now pregnant for her second child. But she was starting to have complications, and Reed wasn't around to help her. So I forgot who it was. I think it was Franklin. Goes to find Victor Von Doom to bring him back to save his mom, save Sue through this pregnancy complication, because apparently she had already had a miscarriage before this. So Doom ended up showing. So this was a means for Doom to prove that he's better than Reed Richards, because Reed's wife is about to lose her child, about to have a miscarriage. He's not around to save her. Doom shows up and ends up saving her. and also apparently saving Johnny Storm Johnny Storm as well, because apparently Human Torch at this point here can't unflame himself. So
now.
Yeah, as I was mentioning, so the Valeria Richards, how she got her name is Sue was pregnant for a second child, and she ended up getting complications. Apparently, she had already had a miscarriage. She already had complications from a other pregnancy, and Reed couldn't save her. So now she's pregnant again, and complications are starting to arise again, and Reed is nowhere to be found. So I think it's Human Torch or Thing. I think it was Thing goes to finds Victor Von Doom to bring him and to save Sue, and he knew that Victor can't pass up an opportunity to prove that he's better than Reed.
No, never.
So he shows up and he ends up saving Sue and allowing her to give birth. And also saves the Human Torch as well, because apparently at this point here, something happened to him and he can't unflame on. He can't flame off. So Doom ends up saving Human Torch and saving Sue. But his one condition was he gets to name the child that is born. So when Sue gave birth to a daughter, he decided to name her after his old lover, Valeria. Which is kind of weird and creepy.
Really? Well, him and Sue were on again, off again at certain points too, were they not?
No, not really. That's just for the movies.
That was always just movie storyline?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But there is a alternate... So, we'll get to that. So, that's how Valeria Richards got her name.
Okay.
So... The next story that I wrote down is the Secret Wars, the second Secret Wars, the most recent Secret Wars.
Okay.
So what happens in the most recent Secret Wars is something happens that made the main continuity universe and the Ultimate Universe to clash together, and pretty much a multiversal destruction. And then so I haven't read this, so I don't quite know the exact details, but I do know that Doctor Strange, with the help of Doctor Strange and Molecule Man, it was the Beyonder who ends up crashing the two universes together. And with the help of Doctor Strange and Molecule Man, Doctor Doom ends up stealing the powers of the Beyonder, then uses the Beyonder's powers to collect what was left of the destroyed multiverse and form a new battle world.
Battle world? What's that?
The battle world was in the first Secret Wars. The battle world was the planet where the Beyonder took a bunch of heroes and villains, put them all, and made them fight each other.
Because there's only room for one universe.
Yeah, that was the 1980s Secret Wars. The 2010s or 15s or whatever Secret Wars, and the Beyonder ends up crashing the two universes together, and destroying the multiverse effectively, and then Doom ends up stealing the powers of the Beyonder with the help of Doctor Strange and the Molecule Man, and uses that power to use whatever's left of the multiverse to create a new battle world.
Yes.
But on this new battle world, with the powers of the Beyonder, now Doom has made himself a god.
So uber strong.
Yeah.
Bad enough when he was the ruler of his own country. Now he's made his own world.
Yeah. This is where when we did the episode of Cyclops, this is when Cyclops took on the power of the Phoenix, went after Doctor Doom with the Beyonder's powers, and Doctor Doom ends up snapping his neck. Yeah, Cyclops with the Phoenix powers, Doctor Doom snaps his neck.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah. So he ends up becoming a god and claiming dominion over the entire world and its inhabitants. At the end of this story, you have... so while this is happening, when in this battle world, he kills Reed,
kills.
He's not really dead, but but everybody thinks he's dead.
Yeah.
And he ends up taking Sue as his wife, and Franklin and Valeria as his kids, and convinces the Human Torch to be the sun and Thing to be the wall, protecting this battle world.
So the Human Torch is the sun in the sky.
Yeah, and Thing is the wall that protects battle world.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and Doom has Sue Storm as his wife, and Franklin and Valeria are their children.
What a rewrite.
Yeah. So that's what I said. Like, there's not really a relationship, but
No.
he's always coveted Sue because he covets everything that Reed Richards has.
Yeah.
But they never had a relationship.
Okay. Not
like Namor. She actually has had a relationship with Namor.
Oh.
Yeah.
That probably pissed Reed off.
All right. But yeah, so at the end of the story, Reed ends up with a collection of ragtag heroes and villains that managed to survive Doctor Doom, teamed up with the help of Molecule Man to take the powers of the Beyonder away from Doctor Doom. And then with the powers of the Beyonder, Reed rewrites everything, brings the multiverse back.
Yeah.
Also, with this power, he ends up curing Doctor Doom of his scars, heals him of his scars, and also purifying his soul.
No.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And is this where we get the turn?
This is the beginning of the turn. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So. There's a bunch of stories we haven't talked about. Like, there's a story where he faces the Young Avengers, and he ends up because of what happens in the Young Avengers, he accidentally ends up killing Cassie Lang, which is
Ant-Man's daughter.
Yeah. So Doom was responsible for her death, and he kind of that was a guilt that he was living with, because that was completely by accident, and to him, she's still a child. He never wanted to kill a child.
No, like he's not.
He's not a monster.
He's not malevolent that way.
No. He's honorable. Doctor Doom will always keep his word. He might not always tell you the full truth, but he'll always keep his word.
What he promises to do, he'll do.
That's right.
He may omit the truth, and he might lie.
Yeah.
He will lie.
Yeah.
But if he says he's going to do something, you better believe it.
Yeah. Well, it's not that he will lie. It's that he'll just omit information that he doesn't feel like you are deserving to know.
Coerce.
Exactly.
Yeah. I told you almost all of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for that one bit.
Except, well, he lies to himself all the time.
Yes. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Yeah.
You're so cool. You have so many friends.
But yeah, so jumping way, not way
into the future.
But in the future, Doctor Doom. After the Civil War II, apparently there was I haven't read Civil War II, but apparently there's a fight between Iron Man and Captain Marvel, and Captain Marvel puts Iron Man in a coma, and that's when Doctor Doom decides to take up the mantle of Iron Man. So Doctor Doom is now Iron Man.
Yeah. Now they still are able to show and portray Iron Man through AI.
Yes.
So Tony Stark's now an AI unit, and essentially Doom goes to Iron Man's place, and Iron Man's like what? You're gonna replace me now?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm just gonna take over for a bit.
Yeah, until you can again, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think, and as far as I know, that's still a thing. Doom is still Iron Man to the current continuity.
He might be, yeah. I'm not entirely sure if he's still going or not. I know he's not always Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like, he'll come and go.
Yeah.
Like, he's not just Iron Doom.
Yeah.
Like, he's still Doom.
Yeah.
And then he'll become Iron Man at when the need occurs.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
What are some other notable things that Doctor Doom has done here? Gone to the future.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically saw many different timelines of the future.
Yes.
And in every different timeline, he found that one truth remained.
That Doom is the rightful... The only future where the world can exist where there is no want or war is a future that Doom rules.
Yes. And that's what he's come to believe, because it's first-hand knowledge of the future from what he's gone to see.
Hell, it's been confirmed by the Panther God.
And the Panther God has seen all ends.
Yeah.
He's seen all beginnings, has seen all paths.
Yeah.
From the start to the end.
Yeah.
And
confirmed that the only future where there is no want or war is a future ruled by Doom. So Doom knows that his way is the correct way.
That's a lot to fuel you.
Yeah.
That's a lot to keep you going.
Yeah.
Even when everyone else is saying, no, no, no.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. You believe what you want. I've seen it.
Now, normally we would talk about his appearances outside of comics, but they've done nothing but botched Doom in all the movies. Don't take anything you saw in any of the movies about Doctor Doom. None of that is accurate. None of that is Doctor Doom. It's all crap. But if you want to see good Doctor Doom, watch Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. First episode of season 2. The Avengers and the Fantastic Four ends up going after Doctor Doom, and Doom takes them all on. Doom one-shots Hulk. Like, Hulk runs right up to Doom, and they start trading blows, but then Hulk gets one good shot on Doctor Doom's face, and that's when Doom's like, now you done it. And then just, like, bitch slaps the Hulk right out of his castle, pretty much.
That's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, and that, once again, with his great one-liners, when Iron Man says, give up now, you might as well surrender. And then Doom never surrenders.
He's got a bunch of good one-liners.
Yeah, yeah.
I am Doom.
Kneel before Doom.
Yep. Yep. So, I'm trying to think here. What's the closest we've ever seen to a Doom death?
To a Doom death?
Because he's died many times, but as Doom box.
Yes. Well, when he got trapped in hell, that was really him trapped in hell.
Oh, okay, so that was probably one of the closest. But
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering how he got out. Maybe he had to wait a year until he fought Mephisto?
No, he got out when during Ragnarok, and Thor threw his hammer through Mjolnir, and somehow that opened a portal through hell, and Doom that let Doom out of hell.
Broke the chains or somehow cracked the fortress, keeping him in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we got to see a real Doom, name the actor. Because I know the guys we've got to see already, they're all right choices for Doom, but something was just off.
You know who I would cast as Doctor Doom? Buddy who played young Magneto.
Michael Fassbender?
Yeah. I would get him to play Doctor
It's
Doom.
Magneto.
Yeah, that was Fox Magneto, not Disney Magneto. Disney will have their own Magneto. Or they might keep the same actors. I don't know. So
it's hard to say,
Yeah.
and I hate when they do things like that where they reuse the actor.
Yeah.
Or when they change the actor, like.
Well, I'm okay with changing actors because I always said that if you needed to change actors to play a different character, well,
It only works in comics though, because in the sense of Harry Potter, when they changed Dumbledore, that was a big mistake.
you think?
I hated it. I hated it. That's a personal preference though, and I might have other people disagree with me. So
Like they change James Bonds all the time.
again, though, he's an agent. He's a role.
Yeah.
He's not that one person.
And the way I always saw it is when you're changing actors for a superhero, it's just like how in comics you're changing artists.
And that's what it makes sense for
Yes.
comics.
Yes.
And that's why.
Yeah.
Because you have your different tellings, your different storylines, your different things.
Different artists, different writers, different takes, different opinions.
Now, if I had to pick one person to be Doom, A Knight's Tale, the bad dude. He'd be an okay Doom.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I'm talking about?
I love that movie. I just can't picture the villain.
The guy who's like, you've been weighed, you've been measured, you've been found unwanting. He's the black curly-haired dude.
Yeah, I know. But for some reason, the only picture that's come into my mind is... No, it's Joaquin Phoenix from Gladiator. They're virtually the same character.
They're very similar. They're very similar. We'll get Kenny to pull up a pick here for you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. So that would be one pick I would be like, okay with. Trying to think who would be another good one. Then you don't even have to see the damn guy's face.
No.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Well, like for his origin, it would be all unmasked. And then you could completely change the character once you throw a mask on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so this is a twofold question now. Unmasked Doom versus masked Doom.
Unmasked Doom, you need somebody who has a good square jaw. You need somebody who has dark hair and strikingly good looking.
Yeah.
And could be convincingly intelligent. And would have a Eastern European accent.
Could Thomas Jane do it?
Can he do an Eastern European accent?
I don't know. See, that's the thing.
And Thomas Jane is blonde, isn't he?
You could dye it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a toss-up.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we know one's coming. We know we got another Fantastic Four just around the corner.
Yes.
They have one in production now, do they not?
I hope so.
Can't remember what Marvel has in its next phase.
If they are coming out with the Fantastic Four, it's not for another 3 years.
Okay, so it'll be a bit.
Yeah.
Would you want to do him standalone prior to that?
I would.
I think it would be good, because then they could do a Fantastic Four origin and maybe just intro him at the end as a teaser for the second one.
That would be a good introduction to Reed Richards.
That's what I mean.
Like just a brief cameo of Reed Richards in the college, and then you see him again at that news broadcast
with Sue beside him, being all like, "Oh, congrats!"
Exactly. Exactly.
But that's Johnny and thing in the background. Way to go, Reed! It's just a setup.
No, that's when things are going bad. No,
leave him out.
Yeah, Reed and Sue, I'm okay with. So just Reed in college, Reed and Sue at that news broadcast.
Yeah.
But that's it.
And then cut it.
Then that's enough. Yeah.
That's enough.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
I agree. It'd be a good way to do it.
Don't do like Justice League or Batman v Superman and just shoehorn every character in here and there.
Just forcing them in and having them. This is why I'm here.
Exactly. No. But I think that's a good idea.
All right. So I think that wraps up a lot of what we have for Doom.
Yeah. Just like
plenty more to come.
And it's too much to cover on Doom, but trust us when we say Doom is really powerful and just a really, really good villain and deserves more than what he's been given.
Yes, absolutely. Now, later down the line, we're probably going to do a Mephisto episode, so you might find out a little bit more about Doom then.
We're going to have to eventually, yeah, because Mephisto is so tied to so many different characters.
Yeah, so we'll talk about more Doom then. Once we cover the Fantastic Four, we're going to have to touch base on him once again with more detail relating specifically to the original superhero team.
Yeah.
Family.
Yeah.
I should say.
So next week...
Batman!
Yeah, so next week we're finally going to do Batman.
It's been a long time coming.
Yes. The Dark Crusade.
And we better do it before Pattinson gets his claws in it.
I'm actually looking forward to it.
I don't know what to expect.
The ears are terrible, but they'll fix that, I hope.
Yeah, it'll be like Daredevil's Mach 1 mask.
Yeah.
Fucking bandana.
Yeah.
I mean, could it get worse than cleaning nipples?
Yeah.
Whatever. Whatever.
Schumacher.
So, we have Batman coming up next week, followed by Captain Marvel the week after. And this is Marvel's Captain Marvel.
Yes. Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel.
Versus Shazam.
That's right.
Okay. Stay tuned for next week. We got some more reruns of last few episodes. Or not the last few episodes. Season 1 episodes coming up after this. So stay tuned for the next 2 or 3 hours. We got more footage coming your way. Tune in next Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Batman.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
You got it. Later, Robin.
Cheers.